When P. Diddy, Faith Evans and 112 went into the studio to record the single I'll Be Missing You, their intention was to create a fitting tribute to Evans' husband Biggie Smalls. Little did they know that the song that they'd create would become a worldwide phenomenon, breaking chart records across the globe and earning the group a Grammy in the process. P. Diddy, born Sean Combs, is a rapper and producer from New York. He came to prominence from humble beginnings as an intern at Uptown Records before rising to the position of talent director. In this role, he cultivated many well-known artists such as Mary J. Blige, but his career took an unexpected turn when an oversold AIDS benefit he organised led to a deadly stampede. As a result, he was fired from Uptown and established his own label. At Bad Boy Records, he worked with upcoming artists like Mariah Carey, Usher and Faith Evans, as well as icons such as Aretha Franklin. He also brought over acts from Uptown Records, including Biggie Smalls, later known as the Notorious BIG. It's Combs' friendship with Biggie Smalls and the latter's murder that would eventually lead him to record I'll Be Missing You. Diddy's connection with Smalls runs deep. He was signed to Uptown Records after Diddy himself, then working in A&R, heard a demo tape and began to feature Biggie on tracks by other Uptown artists. Diddy even worked with Biggie to overcome his troubles with drugs, particularly drug dealing. It wasn't until Diddy set up his own label, Bad Boy Records, that Biggie made a breakthrough to mainstream music success through appearances on tracks including a remix of Craig Mack's Flavor in Your Ear that reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 1994, Biggie married Faith Evans and had his first solo chart success with the double A-side Juice/Unbelievable. Over the next couple of years, Biggie went from strength to strength with a series of hits and became one of rap's biggest stars. He collaborated with a host of upcoming and established acts such as 112 and even Michael Jackson. But during this time, fueled by the rivalry between East Coast and West Coast rappers, Biggie caught the attention of former friend turned rival Tupac, who accused Biggie and Diddy of being behind an armed robbery that resulted in Tupac being shot 5 times. This rivalry intensified over the next couple of years, culminating in Tupac releasing a diss track that implied that he had sex with Smalls' wife, Faith Evans. On the 7th September 1996, Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting, and it wasn't long before his rivalry with Biggie became the focus of speculation. Despite no direct evidence, several media outlets speculated that Biggie was in some way connected to the shooting, but following an investigation, nobody was charged. 6 months later, Biggie himself was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting, an act former LAPD detective Greg Kading alleges was revenge for the death of Tupac.
Life after death.
Shortly after Biggie's murder, Combs enlisted Faith Evans and 112 to record a tribute single. The song itself is based on a sample of the 1983 Police single Every Breath You Take, with the lyric I'll Be Watching You adapted to I'll Be Missing You. The chorus was sung by Evans herself, whose soulful performance is the highlight of the song. Combs' verses were written by Source Money and focus on Combs' friendship with Biggie, how the loss has affected him, and his thoughts about Biggie's legacy living on through his music. Following the song's release, Police frontman Sting sued Combs for 100% of the song's royalties, and it's estimated that the song still earns Sting $750,000 a year, despite the fact the iconic riff was actually written by guitarist Andy Summers. The song was released to a mixed critical reaction, but massive commercial success. Reviewers were split between critiques of what they saw as turgid and maudlin lyrics, while also recognising the sentiment behind the song. The public, however, was more forgiving, and the song was an international success, topping the charts in the US for 11 weeks and becoming the best-selling single of the year in several countries. In fact, it became the first rap song to debut at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Today, the song is inseparable from the legacy of Biggie Smalls, but has taken on its own identity as a sentimental song. It contributed to the embed of rap music in mainstream charts, brought attention to Biggie's music, and has entered into the public consciousness as a song associated with mourning. The song will live on as a tribute to Biggie, but also as a relatable and emotive pop song that perfectly sums up grief and loss.
Life after death.